Hello, everybody. Before we get to the podcast, a couple announcements. We are revealing the movie game box art right now, today, over at bit.ly.com/movie game. So go run over there and check it out. We're very, very excited about how it turned out because it was based off of an artist's work by the name of Casey Landerkin, and it was based off of this work right here. Look at that. And now that's a poster that you can also get available for a limited time only over at dftba.com. Go run over there, check it out. We've got signed and unsigned versions. It's only available for a little bit of time, so you got to do it now. And while you're there, we're also running a massive merch sale. Everything on the site, for the most part, is 50% off. Bundle all the things that you want together, save on shipping, do it all. Thank you so much. And go check out the box art. I'd show you here, but I want you to go there, just in case you fall in love with it. You want to click the clicks and do the bye-bye. And it's time for a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest episode of the Valleycast.
Thank you for having me.
We've got Elliot the Jackal Morgan, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
Thank you so
Great
much.
job, Elliot.
That's me. Great job, Kevin. Great job.
And
Kevin.
we've got Kevin, the Armadillo Alexander Plachy.
Whoa, I've never gotten
good job,
that
Kevin.
before.
Great job, Kevin.
Wow, thanks, guys. Thanks,
And
everybody.
I'm your host, Joe. That's not a hoodie. That's actually a part of his body and connected to his skin Beretta.
Dude, what if humans had like hoodie-style skin flaps that we could put on our heads like that?
Like that's how we evolved.
Yeah.
To stay warm and fight the elements.
Yeah.
A giant skin hoodie.
That all say things like comedy works.
Yeah. It's like once you hit puberty, it does the thing like you do with like Kevin's room if you're watching the Valleycast video right now on youtube.com/thevalleyfolk. Like, you know how you start to self-identify with who you are, with the things that you listen to and love, and then you start to plaster it on your walls and or your body. So once
This
you
is
hit,
who I am.
Yeah, so once you hit puberty, your skin flap, that is actually designed through evolution to keep you warm and to battle the elements, knows
Keep
that
your
it's
guts
important.
inside.
Yeah, and keep your guts inside, but it knows that it's important for you to self-identify and express. So your DNA finds what you love the most, and then all of a sudden your skin flap says Pink Floyd.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like
Would
a
you guys-
tattoo?
Kind of.
But it's yeah. I mean,
But then we have to, over like the next few millennia, our evolution, our Darwinism kicks in, and we also start to shed skin. Because every 7 years you're a different person is what the psychologists say.
True.
Elliot Morgan.
true.
Did you take, speaking of, did you take any drugs before this? Is this your topic for the, I feel like I'm at the beginning of some kind of psychedelic lecture, which is pretty fun.
That's pretty cool. Here's a question for you. Would you rather have the skin flap hoodie that we're talking about over your head to protect from the elements, like we're talking about, and also self-identify, or would it be better to have like hoodie pockets down on your belly that you can store things, kind of like a kangaroo, but on the sides?
That 100%.
I thought you were describing more of a skin kilt or a skilt, if you will, and I was pretty excited about that idea too. Because kilts are pretty cool.
What's the evolutionary benefit of having a skilt?
I
Well,
guess
you don't get so many breezes.
it's just straight up genitalia protection, because halfway through our existence, our bodies were like, wait a minute. These important things we put on the outside?
Yeah.
Why did we do that?
Hey, I got something to ask you guys about. I got pretty addicted to a new show yesterday, and I saw it advertised on the old Apple TV, and I thought it was the first season. I was like, oh, I'll check this out. It's called Oregon Trail. Now, apparently, it used to be a show called Miracle Workers, and it's starring Daniel Radcliffe alongside a female co-star whose name I cannot remember because I don't know it. And then Steve Buscemi plays God. And it's this whole show about how Steve Buscemi is this, like, washed up, like, egotistical God who's decided he's gonna destroy Earth. And the whole thing is basically he's the CEO, and it's this whole company. They have like a department of genitals, a department of answering prayers. And so Daniel Radcliffe and his partner work in the answering prayers department, but they're so understaffed because the population of the planet has become so much bigger than what the Department of Answering Prayers can handle. So periodically, they'll just get inundated with all these prayer requests, but they can't change anything miraculously. They can only do little subtle things to make the prayers come true. So Daniel Radcliffe becomes obsessed with just helping people find their keys. There's all these videos of people just being like, oh, God, help me find my keys. And so he sits in front of his computer and he tries really hard to melt the snowflakes one by one so that the keys stuck in the snow will become visible to the person praying. And then he's like, ha, another prayer answered. And then all the other people are like, my child is dying. And he's like, it's too much, we can't do it. It is so good.
Wow.
Awesome.
How new is this show? I've heard nothing about it.
It's like I think maybe an anthology series, but to see, and also Daniel Radcliffe is awesome in it, and Steve Buscemi is hilarious, and the writing is very funny. And I feel like you guys would have known. I was like, maybe I just missed the boat.
Yeah. Have not heard
highly
of it.
recommend it. Yeah, it's on Apple now, but TBS. But it is and so then I guess they're changing it every season, so it's like a different thing. And the newest one is just a whole show based on the video game Oregon Trail. So anyway,
all you would have had to say was Steve Buscemi as God, and that hooked me enough to kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, and it opens and he's just like drinking a beer, watching NASCAR, and the NASCAR driver like wins it, and he's just like, first thing I want to just say is praise God, thank you God, and it's Steve Buscemi, and he just rewinds it to where it says thank you God
over and over,
and he just keeps watching. It's so good.
Great.
Let's take a second to fully appreciate Daniel Radcliffe's post Harry Potter career.
Yeah,
that dude was.
I was thinking the same thing.
That dude was like, you know what? I did it. Like I did it. I've done the Marvel thing. Basically, I've done the biggest franchise you could possibly do in my lifetime, and I'm just gonna go do cool artistic
whatever I want
stuff that is like so far removed from what I was doing on Harry Potter, and I'm just gonna go for it because I don't care. I mean, he has the ability to do that because I'm sure he's literally drowning in bank statements. But he I don't know, man, good for him.
Don't you feel though that like the whole Harry Potter cast, and I could be wrong, there's, for all I know, there's stuff that's been leaked or something like that, but all of them have kind of been okay. Like they've all not done anything crazy. They've all
I'm a little worried about Malfoy.
Oh yeah. Tom Felton.
Yeah,
I thought he did Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I thought he was chilling.
Yeah.
He's chilling in that movie.
He's definitely chilling. He's kind of like got this
I meant like chilling in life, not chilling in the movie.
Here, I got this review of the movie, everybody. Let's see
performance.
here real quick. I thought
Tom Felton is chilling.
one of them died in a knife fight, or one was like stabbed.
Wait,
like,
what?
One of the Irish kid. He wasn't a
you're
main
right.
character. One of them died tragically.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But like Emma Watson did Beauty and the Beast, and she's
doing great.
She's still great. Rupert
She's
Grint
an
is
angel.
like off doing his own thing.
He's
like,
done a couple like indie movies, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just cool because they started so young. It's pretty
know.
crazy that all of them ended up being like pretty good.
Fingers crossed it stays that way. You know, and keep an eye on him.
That was
and if anybody has any information.
That was like Kevin. That was like that's your generation, right? Like that was you and your friends growing up. You guys were like Harry Potter.
Yep.
These are our people.
I mean, yes, but like I think my group of friends wasn't ever talking about it much. But like the whole they were growing up as I was growing up happened because I remember like the switch from the third to the fourth movie was such a dark turn on like how those movies were made. They became less fun and they were more like
interesting
dark and scary.
The third was the crazy dark one where they had what's his name do the directing, and so the first
that
two were children,
you're right.
and then the fourth I think they went with Order of
they
the
went
Phoenix. Well,
full.
My nerd showing.
Elliot, I think you're wrong on the order of that. I
am. It's not Order of Phoenix is 5 and 4
there
is
you go.
the
Okay,
cop
you
one.
got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah,
You
but
got
the
it.
third one
I
is where
found
they
it.
took the darker turn, and then fourth got really dark.
And I
Where's the
remember growing up, I was probably like, I couldn't say, but maybe 14 ish when the fourth one came out, and I remember watching that and being like, why does this not feel like what I remember Harry Potter, and being like scared of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the one where like they towards the end, Voldemort takes out the knife.
Yeah.
And there's the blood, and it's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I was in college when that stuff started to come out, and I remember my college friends being like not interested in the first two at all because they were so geared toward a younger audience. But then the third one came out, and we were all like, excuse me.
That's
what?
my favorite.
Excuse
the third
me,
one's my favorite.
What is going on here? Is that Gary Oldman? Thank you very much. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
we started to have a lot
Delicious.
more fun with it. Yeah, it was good. So, I don't know. Weird.
Basically, Harry Potter 3 was the Batman Returns of the franchise.
There you go.
That's what they say.
Period.
Too dark. Yep.
We're filming
Period.
over Zoom again, everybody, because COVID still.
COVID's still an outbreak.
Came back, and it got us, and Steve's out, still recovering from it. It ravaged my vacation. It was the worst. And Kevin, you were getting tested again. Did you get your results?
Yeah, I'm negative again.
Yeah!
So I'm like 100%, I'm pretty sure, in the clear now.
Yeah.
Unless,
Yeah.
Delta.
Well, unless
yeah, who knows?
somebody was saying,
Exactly.
like, to be totally safe, they're like, yeah, get like 2 tests a week. That's how you'll know. And I'm like, excuse me? What did you just
Whoa.
say? Why would I?
No way.
Who can do that? Nobody
Yeah.
can do that.
I won't do that.
Yeah.
No.
That sounds silly, but I think they're making them do that in New York. They're making the public, if they're not vaccinated, the government workers have to either get tested once or twice a week or something
Dang.
like that.
Yeah, but we've got a little bit of COVID PTSD now because we were all. I mean, you guys talked about it last week with Steve a little bit, but
Yeah.
me and Kevin and Steve were all kind of exposed at the same time, being very vigilant about it
Yeah.
still, but it didn't matter, and it was work related, and I got the news so I had a long planned vacation to go back to Montana for my 20-year high school reunion.
Oh, I thought it was your college
Isn't that great?
reunion.
Oh,
High
wonderful.
school.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. We're taking the family. It's one of the few times that I've like pre-planned a trip, and it was great. And we get there, and I see my dad, and I'm like, Dad, we're staying with you. This will be great. I install an air conditioner because it's really hot in Montana. And 2 days into the trip, we get the notification that we were exposed, and then anxiety hits me like a freight train.
Ugh.
And I'm worried about my dad. I'm worried about like the friends that I'd already seen while still being responsible. It doesn't matter. Once this bug is in your head that you might be hurting people, it just kills you. I saw a friend's mom who is battling cancer who I wanted to see. Like just the worst. It was the worst like cornucopia of ingredients sitting on the dinner table of my life.
Yeah.
And so we get tested on we get the results like Sunday night, or we get the news Sunday night. I'm 2 days in. Monday is okay, family, we're all going to go get tested. We all go get tested. We're all negative on the rapid test, and I think you were negative, Kevin, and so was Steve.
Yeah. Well, I never did the rapid. I only did because it was just too expensive to try and do the rapid. I had no idea they were that much.
So we were like, yay.
But yeah, we all got tested.
Yay, we're good. We're in the clear. And then that messes with your... My brain chemistry is going, okay, I think we're good. I think I'm not hurting my dad. We're good. We're great. And then Steve does another test and tests positive. And then my vacation's ruined again.
Yeah, then it's
the worst roller coaster ever. We do the PCR test, which is the more accurate one the next day, me and my wife, and we test negative. Now we're on Thursday morning.
Yeah, that takes another 24 hours of not knowing.
So the whole thing is ruined. I don't want to see my friends. I'm like, I'm not sleeping. I'm just freaking out for my family, my dad, and my friends, and this whole thing. And Heather's immunocompromised, my wife. So I'm like, how do I get her home if something happens?
Yeah.
We all test negative on Thursday, and that's the one day I let go just a little bit. I breathe. I allowed myself to breathe, and then I got to do my 20-year high school reunion.
Oh, okay.
So
that was like after you found out the second time that you were negative. Luckily.
Yeah, but it's still like feeling like I'm taking a massive chance by going to it. What's that?
The CDC said too that if, like, for example, Heather, had she come back positive, the way that you would need to travel to get her back is they make those like any size fits boxes at the USPS,
Yeah.
and you'd have to put her in one
Yep.
of those and ship it. But the good news is they get there. You save a little bit of money, and she would get there in a couple days. So you
And it's safer
Yeah.
too.
That's what
it's
I
safer,
hear.
yeah.
They give you the bubble
Right
wrap
for
for
Agile.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fun for her. She's entertained. It's perfect.
Well, dude, my fears were so like, if she had it, she couldn't have it up in like middle of nowhere, Montana, because she needs to be around her doctors and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were like, we have to jump in a car and like race back
That's
to
crazy.
LA 24 hours. Like it would have been, and that's a chance in itself in case she or
Something
me or
happened on the
somebody's
road.
Yep, exactly. And we would have drove through fire country right now up in the
Yeah.
Northwest.
Oh.
And then we would have drove through monsoon season from Utah down to Nevada and Arizona, and they're just getting obliterated right now by rain.
Oh,
So
my
It
gosh.
would have been this like cannonball run of hell
Yeah.
to get back. Long story short, I get to attend the reunion. It was nice for the few hours that I let myself exist in the moment, but our reunion was so Montana.
Oh yeah.
We had it at a former high school classmate's house / dusty field.
Oh, okay.
It was in his dusty field. The person who said they were going to bring porta potties did not. So there
Sorry,
was
guys.
like 50 of us standing in this field, like, and if you had to go pee, you just had to go find a place
Wow.
where kids couldn't see you. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it was
But
hot.
there was no beer or anything.
It was
so
bring.
no
It was
peeing.
It was bring your own beer.
Oh
Bring your
my
own beer.
gosh.
Yeah, but it was wonderful. It was really fun getting to catch up with the people. I wish I would have been in a better mental place to see
Yeah,
it.
I'm
but,
sure.
but I wasn't, and
Yeah.
I didn't get there. I left. We actually ended up leaving 5 days early because my anxiety was too high, and those you get the negative results, but still, it was like I said, fire season up there, so our lungs are burning anyways because
Jeez.
the skies looked overcast the whole time, but it was just smoke.
Yeah.
And so we just were never in a good mental place. And I just was like, we got to get Heather back just in case. So we came back and
Still
Yeah.
negative.
still negative. Got more tests and we're fine now. But now it's like, do we venture out ever again?
I know. You can still, yeah. It's just that thread is still out there.
Have you gotten to a place where you've been able to, not that I have, laugh at this situation that you found yourself in? Because it sounds like a true comedy of errors, as though the Lord was kind of just kind of messing with you because he was bored.
Dude, honestly, not yet. It ruined, like, there were friends there that are, like, really close to me that I haven't seen in 10 years that I don't know when I'll get to see them again, and it kind of ruined
Yeah.
that opportunity.
Yeah.
So-
my COVID tests set me back $700 fucking dollars. That's
Ugh.
insane.
Yeah, because you had to get
What-
everybody tested.
Yep.
Yeah, and the rapid and all that. What was it like, Joe? Because I've never done the high school reunion. Like,
No, I know.
did
I
you
was wondering this
feel-
too.
Yeah, did you feel like you picked up where you left off, or did you feel like you had to get to know people? I had a
My
former
time
high
with-
school
oh, go ahead.
classmate come. Well, I was just gonna say I had a former high school classmate that I hadn't seen since high school come to my Orlando show, and it was awesome. I was like, whoa! I was like, I know, and all the memories came back, and it was an immediate recognition, and immediate like, oh yes, of course, it's great to see you. Was it like that, or was it sort of like, whoa, what happened to you?
Yeah.
I would say for the most part because it's the 20th, right? Like, things have changed, but things I don't think for the most part, have super changed for a lot of people. Like, there's
Yeah.
kids and stuff like that. Let's see what happens at the 30th.
In the
But
next, yeah.
I would say for the most part, it was like a lot of falling right back in, which was really nice.
Cool.
There was,
Wow.
There was a few awkward conversations, but man, everybody else ended up having, I think, a grand time, like an amazing time, because I went to the stand in a field and pick a corner to pee in part of the
Yeah.
reunion.
Yeah.
But what I missed because of my fears and my anxiety and my worry about the family was, I didn't ride on the float in our small town parade, which would have been
Oh, wow.
stupid fun.
Is that what was gonna happen?
Yeah, it did happen. Not for me, though. I didn't get to. They did like a late night, like 9 p.m. river float where we all just like would go on the river and drink beers and
dang.
stuff like that. Like all this
That
fun.
sounds amazing.
And it would have been. And I know they had a great time, and I saw the pictures, and I was on text threads and stuff like that, and everybody just fell back in, and it was great. It was great seeing it, and it's again a type of life that I'd love to fall back into someday.
Wow.
But it was very good. It was very good seeing everybody, and any like, I kind of probably talked to you guys about like any political divides and fears and conversations that I just wanted to avoid in general. None of that stuff came
Wow.
up. It was just
I bet
like
nobody. Yeah.
it was just
People
like,
wanted
dude,
to-
how are you? Good to hear you. Tell me your stories. And it was just fascinating seeing everybody, and it's just a good reminder of where you come from and that people are awesome, and the building blocks of you.
Can you describe the most awkward interaction you had?
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, like, if there was one person that you were like, "Whoa, you're
"Ooh,
doing that?" Like, just
I have
even
to
a
walk
little
away.
bit. Yeah.
Well,
Just what the story was.
what's the moment that like blew me away the most? And this is from a friend that
You can change details if you need to.
No, this is a friend that real close
Name
growing
names.
up. He ended up being like a basically he's a hero. He was an army ranger, and
Cool.
he swings a little bit more red now, and we haven't talked like in person for a while. And he comes up to me and he goes, "Beretta, how's it going?" I was like, good. He goes, "So you getting out of Nazi California yet?"
Yeah, I get that a lot.
And
Yeah, I get that.
it like took me back for a second. I was like, "Oh no, how do I handle this?" But it was just like we were just ribbing
Just
each
messing
other
around.
Yeah, it was good. And it was really good to catch up with him.
Dude, I can't even imagine. Like, for some reason, if I picture a high school reunion for me, even like 10 years, 20 years, which my 10 year it already passed. That would have been during COVID. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. But
Wait, your 10-year high school reunion already passed? Is that what you just said?
yeah,
No way. How old are you?
I graduated in 2014, high school.
2014.
Kevin.
Kevin, it's
Kevin.
2022, my friend. It's not even
Whoa!
2022.
You know what just happened right there?
Kevin.
I was
Kevin.
Dude, you know. Hold on, let me tell you where my brain just
Where
got
did you
that.
go?
What just happened? So when I was thinking I graduated in 2014, I was like, so that must mean I was 14 years old, which means my 10 year would have been when I was 24. I'm 25 right now.
Dude, those
you
are my
see how-
favorite.
Did you
favorite
see how
moments.
convinced I was too of it?
Yeah.
Committed. To the point that you made me and Joe question like the most basic math.
You made me you made me think it was a year later.
Yeah. COVID lasted a long time.
So here's the good news, Kevin. You didn't miss your 10-year reunion.
No, I did not. But what I was saying was, once it gets there,
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I
I
can't.
don't know what they're gonna do. I'm 17 years old.
That's so funny.
I can't imagine like a big group of us getting along. I can picture like 4 people here and another 4 people there, and like that's it. And that's as far as it would go. I'm sure that now that we're older, we'd be more inclined to like just strike up conversations with each other. But the thought of like all of us interacting sounds very strange to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I went to a high school reunion, and I do want to, I feel like I still have that high school anxiety would return of like, I think they all hate me.
Yeah.
And I would just assume that. And maybe they do, but I don't think they do. And I'm still friends with a lot of them. But I like return to that in my mind. I'm like, I'm so nervous. What if they don't like me?
I think
Yeah.
there's a natural default, and I think there even was for us a little bit, like you still will kind of like naturally fall into your conversational cliques. And so if like you're in an awkward situation, you're gonna retreat to where you're comfortable. And I think that
your comfort
happened.
zone.
But I also came from a class, not to speak for all of them, but I'm pretty sure this is pretty accurate. Like, you know, we had our cliques, we had our like social stereotypes or whatever, but for whatever reason, we also all intermingled all through our high school years
Yeah.
and before. Like our jocks were in pep band and
Yeah.
also band and choir, and the straight A students did sports, and it was kind of all intermixed for the most part.
Well,
And,
yeah, that helps then for
yeah.
sure.
So I don't think it was so like stereotypical like
Yeah.
movie high school experience for where we
I don't
grew
know
up.
if anyone really had as stereotyped, because I remember growing up in high school being like, it's not really like this, but this must be how it is everywhere else. Like in Boy
I mean,
Meets
it's not
World
as
or something.
exaggerated. It's definitely not as exaggerated. But at my high school, I still have trouble finding what crowd I was probably a part of, because I was like had a couple friends within, like close friends within like each group. So like I kind of would just go to wherever those people were. But like there was definitely the people that played sports. Those were like the more popular, good-looking crowd that
Bigger.
like people want. Yeah. And then
Huge
there was
kids.
also like a group, but see, like in terms of like just this one group of like nerds or something, that never happened. Like there was just some weird
That's
kids.
the nerds.
Yeah.
I
But
just
like
remember
that's
were,
how they
like-
depict it.
I remember the goth kids. They definitely
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
mingle with many other people. They kept
Yeah.
them to themselves, and I'm thankful for that, because I didn't want to see their scary asses come up and try to talk to me. Scared their black eyeliner. Horrifying.
You were
And then
you were too scared of evil back then.
I was
Yeah.
too scared of evil. Yeah, and then I'd go home and listen to the same music they listened to. Be like, I'm glad I'm not like them.
Kevin, how big was your school?
1,500-ish, I think.
Oh, that's pretty big.
It was decent, but not definitely comparatively to other schools around here. It wasn't too big. We were the smaller school of.
But
our
you had
city.
you had a class of like what 350 people or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
that's a pretty significant size. We had like 190 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that also separates us more.
yeah, you don't get as lost in the crowd, I feel like, when you're in
Nope.
a semi-smaller class.
Yeah.
Yours was probably pretty small, Elliot, because you went to like a specialty high school, right?
It was like 3,000 kids, but my school was attached to the big public school, the Dreadnoughts,
Oh.
which were like
Okay.
huge football, and so it was a weird mix. We were like a little school within the school, but it was my graduating class was like 20 or 30 people or something like that, and I was like one of two guys, and so it was a tight knit group of people
Whoa, you've never
Wow.
talked about that. You were only 2 dudes in your graduating class?
that
Whoa.
graduated. Yeah, maybe
Whoa.
3, but one of them was technically in tech. That was me, Jonathan, and Steve, I think, were the only ones. And so as a result of that, we were always friends with the other classes, the upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, which was very fun.
Those 3 names are so close to Joe, Steve, and you. Jonathan, Steve, and Elliot. Joe, Steve, and Elliot.
Oh my god!
You're gonna fall into that the rest of your life. Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh, I am. Oh my god! I gotta quickly find 2 guys with J and
Yeah.
S names in case this goes haywire.
That's nuts. Crazy.
Yeah, that's so weird, Kevin. I'm gonna sleep on that and not sleep at all.
So, as a like a sociological experiment for your personal journey, if you're listening, and I'm also talking to you guys, I highly suggest going to any of them. Just because it's interesting, you know.
I think it's an experience that I'd want to, even if it ends up being hell. I think I would be okay knowing that I tried that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's only so much that could make it be hell, like
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, by the
and
way,
also.
oh, go ahead, Elliot. What?
Well, I was just gonna say, there's so few rituals and rites of passage in our culture these days that the opportunity to engage in anything like that will have a benefit to you in the long run. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah.
Back to you, Jonathan from high school.
Well, I was gonna say the COVID fear was only exponentially heightened for me there, where Montana. We were the only ones wearing masks. Only. To the point where it makes you a little self-conscious, because you do start to get the looks. But it's not an exaggeration. We would go through the stores and it would just be us. But by that point, we were doing it because we were like, we're all vaccinated, but if we have it, we don't want to spread it. So we were wearing masks for the betterment at that point, as opposed to the fear. I
experienced that. I was in Palm Springs last week, and Palm Springs is typically very, quiet. They have like a after 10 p.m. no outside noise at all rule. Like they're very like by the books. And I went into the grocery store at probably like 9:30, 9:45, and it was totally empty. And I go in, put my mask on, doing my thing, and I'm getting like looks from like people, like groups of people. No one was wearing a mask inside, and I was like, I guess Palm Springs is all right. I guess this is just okay.
Yeah,
and
Palm Springs is done.
and it was the only time I've ever felt like shamed, I guess.
Yeah.
Even what it is too is like I don't like being noticed. What I like about the mask is that I don't want to be seen, and I like.
But when you're the
anonymity.
only one,
I like just being like, and I like saying things under my breath without my mouth seeing my mouth move. So I'll just be like blah 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 blah. Like I say dumb. I have a great time by myself all the time, and then I'm all of a sudden I'm like being looked at, and I'm like, this is exactly what I don't want. I just don't want anybody to look at me, especially as I'm buying like popsicles and vodka. I was sent with a very specific list. Still wore it though. Felt like a rebel. And it was popsicles and vodka.
I did this thing where one of my friends,
Creamsicles.
what's up, buddy? One of my friends, Jason, who is one of the ones I hadn't seen for quite a long time that I was excited to see. I cold stopped by his family's house when I got there, and texted him and took a picture of myself outside of his house, saying, and I texted the group thread we were on. I'm like, sorry guys, change of plans. I'm not gonna make it. But I am right here. And then I sent a picture of me in front of his house. And it took him a while to respond. And it took him so long to respond that I was like, well, crap, I got actually another place to go. So I'm just going to leave. So I totally left. And then he got the photo. And he went outside. And he's like, wait, what? Where is he? Didn't happen. So I went and hung out with this other friend that I was supposed to meet up with. Went back to his house late night on the drive home. Took another picture. Sent it. He didn't come out. I left.
Excellent.
So it became this
shenanigans.
running creepy joke of me, who this guy I haven't seen in 10 years. I keep almost seeing him. And then I kept it going. We have a thing called the Water Slides, which is basically a little water park where I was my first job, actually.
Well,
Him and a couple other friends went there a couple days into the trip, and we couldn't go. So Hayden and I went geocaching that day. And when we went around geocaching, we were like, let's just go drive through the parking lot of the water slides. So we drive through the parking lot of the water slides. I'm like, this is where I used to work, Hayden, yada, yada, yada. And then I hit the brakes. I go, oh, there he is, Jason. And he's like 60 yards away through the fence with his shirt off, just standing there, kind of a big dumb smile on his face. I'm like, Hayden, take a picture of him.
Good.
She takes a picture of Jason. We leave immediately. I send the picture.
Great. Gold.
Yeah, and so it was this fun back and
now
forth.
now he has a warrant out for your arrest.
Yep, it was great.
Yep.
It was good times.
I have a funny story about Joe, because Joe's a funny guy. Joe Beretta.
Yeah,
that I went to high school with.
Jonathan Joe from high school.
He so the other day I was on my way home from therapy, and I got a FaceTime from Joe, and he was like, call me back, FaceTime me when you can. And I was like, this can't be good. I was like, this is going to be bad news bears. And it turns out it was not. Joe answers the phone, FaceTime, stares at me, big frown on his face, big look of worry. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, tell me what it is. Please, this is giving me anxiety. And Joe whips out the coolest looking game I have seen in quite some time. Folks, it's called Movie Game. I don't know if you've heard about it. The box design, in my opinion, above and beyond what the prototype looks like on the Kickstarter. I think everyone's going to be so excited about it. But if you would still like orders, you can get them at kickstarter.com/movie-movie-game or bit.ly.com/movie-movie-game, because you know how those things work. And it's only going to be open for a little bit longer. So give it a whirl, because it looks so good, and we're going to make a few more minor changes. What's up?
He did the exact same thing to me, Elliot.
Did he really? Yeah.
I was terrified. And you know how he started it? You know how he started it for me? He said, hey, buddy. Yeah, that's how he started mine.
Yep. Very, very on point. Yeah. Shenanigans, just shenanigans all around. But then he unveils it, and I was like, well, I'm angry, first of all. I'm angry about how this went about, but I'm also mildly emotional about how beautiful this thing is, so it's really cool. So anyway, everybody sign up if you want.
It's very cool.
It came together well. If you're listening to this now, if you're a patron, it comes out Monday. what I'm about to say may not happen, but it's about to happen. But if it's Wednesday, I'm hoping this has happened by now. We're gonna throw a Kickstarter update up, showing it off, hopefully this week, and along with that, a very awesome exclusive limited availability poster of the box art as well that was designed by Casey Landerkin, who is so talented and awesome and wonderful. So
Lovely.
Shout out to her. She made this box look amazing. The poster's going to blow your mind. It's a game in itself. Shout out to Ryan Faroki, who helped design the card backs inside the game, which also look amazing, and the expansion boxes, which you'll see as well. And
those also just look so cool. Everything looked, it just worked very well.
It's come together. And then shout out to Robin, who helped take all of the text that has been falling out of my head for the last year and making it readable and placing it in a way that keeps it elegant and fun. And a lot of work, man. Holy shit. I did not think it was going to be this much work.
I know. It's and you've killed it. You've killed it every step of the way. And on that note, why don't we go ahead and just say these ads?
Well, hello everybody. I hope you're enjoying this episode of the Valleycast with me, Joe, and Kevin. Hey, pop quiz. Here's how it goes. You brush, floss, and then blank. And if you didn't say rinse, guys, well, guess what? You may not be getting a complete clean. That's right. Welcome to the ad portion of this show, you guys. Mouthwash is a key part of your whole mouth's health because it gets between teeth to kill bad germs and help strengthen enamel. I love using it. It's wonderful to use. I use it at the end of the day. I use it at the beginning of the day. I use it between the days. It makes me feel alive, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something good for myself. And I think if you guys know me, you know that's a pretty important thing. So thankfully, the oral care experts at Quip created a super simple way to make mouthwash part of your daily oral care routine. You guys know Quip, of course, the makers of the electric toothbrush and floss that you hear about all the time. Well, they've launched a new mouthwash to help you complete your clean. Plus, it comes with a refillable dispenser that's delightful to use, and it's sleek enough to fit on any bathroom counter. It also looks really cool. I'll say attractive looking container, and so that when you see it, you're like, oh yeah, I'll rinse my mouth out really good. Quip mouthwash kills bad breath germs, helps prevent cavities, and leaves you feeling fresh thanks to a formula that gives your mouth everything it needs and nothing it doesn't. That second part's really important too. Their 4-time concentrate has fluoride, xylitol, and CPC, but they left out the artificial colors and stinging alcohol that you'll find in a lot of other rinses. The refillable dispenser's compact footprint will fit in any bathroom, big or small, and with 5 colors and 2 high-end finishes to choose from, you're guaranteed to find a dispenser that matches your style. This is the one mouthwash you definitely won't want to hide under the sink. You're going to want to show it off and say, yeah, hey, that is my mouthwash. You're totally correct. It's going to be sitting on your counter. It's a beautiful reminder to rinse every day and a subtle way of letting everyone know that your oral care game is next level. Okay, Quip's refillable mouthwash is good for your mouth and the planet with a 4-time concentrated formula. Quip ships less water and more good-for-you ingredients. Each eco-friendly refill replaces a big, bulky 470 ml bottle from one of those other brands once diluted, and Quip's refill bottles are made from 100% recyclable plastic. Add a mouthwash refill and make sure your rinse never runs out. With a customizable subscription, you can get refills automatically delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You can stay on top of your swish without lugging any bottles home from the store, and how refreshing is that? Mouthwash is the perfect finishing touch to a complete oral care routine. Pair it with a Quip electric toothbrush for adults and kids, and maybe even one of their refillable flossers, and you'll be surprised at how easy and fun it could be to keep your whole mouth healthy. And Quip now has a great tasting, good for you gum that can help keep your teeth clean between brushings. Some of these words, they blur together. But you know what else doesn't? Your teeth with this rinse. Nailed it. Along with mouthwash, Quip also delivers fresh brush heads and floss and toothpaste refills every 3 months for $5. Shipping is free, so you can save money and skip the hustle and bustle of in-store shopping. So, with affordable refills plus free shipping, it's so easy to keep your whole mouth healthy. Join the over 5 million mouths already using Quip and start swishing today. And if you go to getquip.com/valley5 right now, you can get $5 off a mouthwash starter kit. How great is that? That's $5 off a mouthwash starter kit, which includes a refillable dispenser and a 90-dose supply of Quip's 4-time concentrated formula at getquip.com/Valley5, spelled GETQUIP.com/Valley5. Quip, The Good Habits Company. One more thing, also, you know how sometimes people are like, oh, if you get nervous, just imagine everybody in their underwear. Like, that's somehow gonna make you more comfortable? I don't know where we came up with that. Well, anyway, MeUndies believes comfort does not start with imagining, but instead, it starts with actual comfort. That's why they make the softest undies and fun prints to help you feel comfortable at your core, so you can feel ready to take on anything. No half-naked room necessary, thank goodness. Though I guess maybe if it came with that, that'd be kind of interesting at least to see for, you know, personal stories or whatever. But anyway, you guys know MeUndies. We talk about them all the time. I have a drawer full of MeUndies, and I never stop getting excited when they show up in the mail. I highly recommend you sign up for their subscription service. It brings a lot of joy to my life. MeUndies designs limited edition prints like all the time, so you can express yourself every single day, building your undie collection and picking out which lucky pair gets to meet your butt for the day has never been so fun. It's true. It's like a wonderful, it's like romantic almost. It's like a meet cute, basically. Choose prints with corgis, heck yeah, chicken nuggets, your zodiac sign, goofy puns, and more. I want some with Pisces on them. That'd be fun. Maybe I don't. That's a Pisces joke. Anyway, MeUndies also releases collabs with some pretty big names like the Rolling Stones and Space Jam: A New Legacy, but you have to grab them fast because once they're gone for good. Cue the saddest violin possible. MeUndies has a great offer for listeners of the Valleycast for any first-time purchasers, which if you haven't yet, you gotta do it. Guess what? You get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy, which means if you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they will refund or exchange it. No questions asked, no complicated, no breakup. You know what I mean? This is all love, all good loving for your body under your clothes. To get 15% off your first order and free shipping and 100% satisfaction guarantee, you know what to do. You go to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. Go to MeUndies.com/Valley to get 15% off your first order plus free shipping.
Hello everybody, Joe here, and I want to talk to you today about Raycon wireless earbuds and why I love them. Basically, the world's opening back up right now, and then it's like also not opening back up, and we're doing this back and forth dance, and things are crazy, and that creates anxiety in the mind. And for me, I use these Raycon wireless earbuds to pop into my ear every single morning. I get up out of bed, I pop them in, I go downstairs, and I do some guided meditation. They're comfortable, they fit perfectly, they sound great, and they help me center myself in a incredibly loud world that we're all living in right now. Sometimes you just need some upbeat music to pump you up before you see some people, or to stay calm and find your center. So Raycons are the best way to listen. They come with a bunch of gel tips for your comfort, and unlike some other brands, they don't stick out of your ears, and Raycons have a 32-hour battery life, so you can listen to what you want, when you want, where you want, for a very long time. They start at just half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee, so you really can't lose. So give them a try. You'll see what I mean. Listen to your music, listen to your podcasts, like I said, guided meditation, NPR, take your phone calls. They're perfect for all of it. They fit great, they feel great, and they sound great. So to create your own soundtrack with Raycon, right now, our listeners can get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/Valleycast. That's buyraycon.com/Valleycast to save 15% on Raycons. buyraycon.com/Valleycast. Get them, pop them in your ears, find your center. Back to the show.
All right, well, everybody, that was our ads. Can I plug some shows, guys? Do you mind if I plug some shows?
Yeah.
Yes. The dates are confusing. I don't think they've updated the website yet, but on, I believe, August 19th, August 18th, I am going to be at the Funny Bone Comedy Club in Liberty Township, Ohio. I'm hearing rumors that it's a place, but I've also heard that it's a place that they named that's not really a place. That's just a bunch of cities that couldn't come up with a name, and so they call it Liberty Township.
It's like when all those like cities kind of like grow together into an amoeba, and this is like the center of the amoeba, or like just like a mitochondria floating in it.
Like a mitochondria. Yeah, I think La Crescenta is like that. It's like not really part of it, but it is. Anyway, I will not be in La Crescenta. I will be at Columbus, Ohio Funny Bone Comedy Club on August 19th and Liberty Township Funny Bone Comedy Club on August 18th. It should be very fun. I'm having a great time with these shows. But come hang out, and you get tickets at elliottmorgan.com/tour, or in the description of this video, or at the Funny Bone Comedy Club. Just Google it if you're in the Ohio area and come see me. And the shows are going to be 7:30. It's 21 and over and limited seating and all that. So give it a whirl if you're so interested. And that's all I have to say. I don't really know how to do these plugs very well, but the shows
like
are
it
great.
Work. Speaking about plugs and shows, then talk to us about this Jellystone thing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And
Isn't
it's
that
cool,
cool, man?
I saw Grace's post and I was like, that's so nifty that like nobody knows she did it in her closet.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
That's
I
so
did.
great.
I remember walking around the house and I would be like having a drink and I would be like having a little bit of a joint and I would just hear her in the closet going, Yogi, you're back to normal. It was the coolest thing. Because it was all COVID. That's a pilot she auditioned for like way before we were even together. It was like beginning of 2018 or something. She heard nothing about it. She got it. She did the pilot. She was like, this is really cool. Like a year later, they were like, it's been picked up. You're, still on board. Come on and do it. And then it was COVID. So then they were going to do like table reads. They were going to do it all together. They were going to have all the actors playing off of one another. It didn't work out like that. You can't really tell. But now since COVID's, not as lockdowny, she now goes into the studio. And she does like the ADR thing where it's like she sees the cartoon and talks over it. I, as someone whose favorite movie is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, think it's probably the coolest thing ever. And I keep like every night like, you want to watch Jellystone? Do you want to watch Jellystone? And she's like, hold off. Like I don't really want to watch it right now. But we've seen like 5 episodes and I actually genuinely love it. And I also grew up with Hanna-Barbera, so it's really, really cool.
Wow.
And they're very clever. So it's very nice, and I hope it goes well, and the reception's been very cool. Reviews are good, and she has moments where I forget that it's her when I'm watching it, and that's trippy, and then I realize it's her. And there's also a bunch of other characters she does I didn't even know about she'll be like, that was me. That was me. And then you find out later that those characters are also like from the 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. Like she plays like a grandma at one point. And at one point she's talking to herself in 2 different like voices. And I was like, this is just so cool. So anyway, it's available now on HBO Max or at ElliottMorgan.com/tour.
The trailers that I've seen, I'm really glad that they totally updated the voice and the style, and it looks like they totally leaned into that that manic yet smart, like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon-y, short attention span, just like pacing. Because I think that's important. You got to update the voice, and a lot of those retro shows coming back didn't do it. But from what I've seen, like you said, like every character, like Huckleberry Hound and all of these old Hanna-Barberas are shoved in it, and that's really, really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and they the creators like wanted to make sure that it wasn't like 90% male characters, which I guess the old Hanna-Barbera kind of was, and so now they've gender swapped a bunch of them, and I don't have that good of a memory to remember what was male and different and female, but I guess Augie Doggy is now female, but they've also changed the dynamic. So Daddy Doggy is like this helicopter parent and like overly protective and really dependent on his daughter. And then like the first episode has Yogi who just wants to eat everything, and so Cindy puts in a device in a nuclear stomach that allows him to eat and never feel full, so he ends up eating everything and everyone around him, and eventually he eats the entire town. And then only at the end do they realize that they have to get Augie Doggy to sing her horrible song that her dad is so proud of in order to make Yogi Bear throw up basically the entire town. And I was like, this is really kind of dark. Each episode has like some kind of weird like psychological theme to it that keeps it interesting for the adults, I think. So yeah, it's been really fun. I'm gonna go watch it now. And they do 2 episodes per episode, so which is kind of, it's like that old school thing where it's they
fast-paced
in there.
11-minute episodes. Yep.
Yeah, so really neat. Thanks for asking. She's super stoked about it. Even though she gets weird about watching it, but I'm gonna force it tonight. No, babe, we're watching the Yogi Bear cartoon, whether you want to or not.
Well, first we'll watch Ted Lasso, and then we'll watch...
Oh, is that tonight? Is Ted?
I think actually Ted Lasso was last night. I haven't started the 2nd season, but I'm very excited to feel good.
It's good.
Wonderful.
It's great.
I have a question. I have a question that I've thought about asking because I just like the question. And since you two both have a partner, what is something that you originally, before meeting your partner, didn't like or just didn't really have any interest in, that now after meeting them and seeing their love and enjoyment of it, you've now also fallen in love with that thing?
Interesting.
And there's probably several things, some bigger, like complete mind shifts in how you think, and then also just little things.
That is a great question, Kevin.
Because what comes to mind for me, because I've always grown up allergic to dogs, so I've like never had any interaction with dogs. I never really thought about dogs because I was always just like, I have to stay away from them. Then I met Ellie, my girlfriend, and she has like such a soft spot for dogs. It's like she's so in love with animals pretty much. And that has made it to where now I also have that extreme soft spot. Like, I need a dog now. I want to get allergy shots to be able to have a dog. And like any dog I see now, like I actually get giddy in a way. And that's all just because of seeing how much she loves
awesome.
animals and stuff.
She made you appreciate the fluff.
Yeah.
You could also do a hypoallergenic dog.
Yeah, but the thing is that like I'm
No
so
dog is totally-
allergic. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
really?
so allergic. So even just like their saliva would like just
Really?
completely ruin me. Yeah,
Rough. Get it?
it is.
Yeah, that's a good one. I saw Elise Willems tweeted something the other day that was like, my dog is my best friend. Me, your dog is also my best friend. That's how I see a dog. There's a dog in this neighborhood that's a corgi, which obviously I love, and it's an old corgi, and its back legs don't work, and it walks around on one of those wheelchair
Stroller
things.
things. Yeah.
I almost wreck my car when I see it. I'm this close to parking and getting out and saying hi. But mine would be same idea, allergic reaction. Now I really want one. Drag queens and the entire drag community. Drag race I love, and all the drag, like drag as a comedy art form, everything it represents. Watched a bunch of documentaries on drag, and now I just have a deep respect for it that I didn't have before. And
Dang.
Besides that, I guess it would be vodka. No.
Yeah, I get that.
On brand joke. And popsicles.
With popsicles. Otter Pops?
Not
Otter
Otter Pops. Creamsicles, dude.
Yeah, creamsicles are good.
Yeah.
Get in those fudge sickles, dog.
And fudgesicles are good too. And Otter Pops. Look, I don't discriminate. Anyway, Joe, what do you got?
Do
you top that?
Heather's has always had a very unhealthy connection to needing to, like, her comfort food is the Friends series.
Oh no.
Like her background noise, her white noise when sleeping for the last 15 years that we've been together plus, just Friends has always been on. Like, I got her the whole series
Box
DVD
set,
box set back in the day, and it's just always been there, and it's made me appreciate the subtle comedy inherent in six white people hanging out in apartments in New York that are not as expensive as they say. But I know way too much about that series because of her. And then also just, I had a small affinity for coffee back in the day, but we met when she was working at a coffee shop. And
Oh, wow.
it's just kind of always been a passion of hers, and it's kind of just been like an underlying through line of the foundation of our relationship since we've been together, to the point where if she had better health, and we were in an okay place in life, like, it'd be cool to open up a roadside coffee shop that she could manage and do day to day in.
That's great.
That'd be like a small, like, maybe goal, you know.
Did you not ever drink coffee, really?
Not like I did, but she's
up until meeting her, you started a lot more.
It was just casual, but then
Yeah.
you know, she it's like a lifestyle for her, so it became a little bit more. But I gave it up cold turkey 3 months ago, and I'm not looking back right now.
Yeah. Ugh.
I just wanted to cut caffeine out.
Did you hate the Friends series before you met
No,
her?
I always appreciated it, and I was like, oh, people love Friends. That's cool, whatever. I think it's funny when I watch it. That Chandler guy's, that's a different type of comedy. I like it. But now I've literally seen every episode now. like multiple times.
My sister's a big Friends fan, so I've heard many episodes.
Like Heather's the type of friend fan that can, you know how they name the episodes? It's like the one where she knows them and can tell you what's happening in the ones where, which is crazy.
I'm almost like that with Peep Show. But that's a very different kind of show. That's the one where when you start describing it, you sound like an absolute psychopath for watching that show. Friends I love Friends, man. I turned Friends on yesterday twice, and the second one was a joke for just to make Grace laugh. I was like, well, let's turn Friends back on, and she was like, we've done an episode. Like we've done more Friends today than the past year and a half. But it does always make me laugh, and I know. It's just like something. I love those characters. Like they're part of my my life. It's the same.
I don't
like
get
Boy
why
Meets World.
people have to hate on so much stuff. It's just an enjoyable show.
Yeah,
that's all
put
it
your
is.
energy somewhere else.
Yeah,
who cares? Let people have their stuff.
Malcolm Gladwell has some interesting thoughts on Friends, and I think he wrote it in one of his recent books. Where it's a perfect show because you can watch an episode of Friends with the sound all the way turned down, and you may have never seen that episode before, and you will know exactly what happened.
Oh, that's interesting.
From start to finish. You could probably say exactly what happened because they wear every single emotion on their faces and in their bodies so well.
Wow.
Like, their body language and their expressions basically tell the story, so you're never confused as a viewer as to how somebody's feeling or where the narrative's going.
Yeah.
Which, again, makes it an easy watch, and the fact that it's funny on top of that helps.
Wow.
And people think that's easy. People scoff at that. They scoff at the sitcom format because it's like spoon-fed to you, but it takes a lot of work and like intricacy to
make it work as well as that did.
Yeah, and so tight they get it. It's down to like the second these episodes.
Yeah.
And then
Setup, joke, setup, joke, setup, joke.
Story A, story B, and a big misunderstanding. All beautiful stuff. Did you did Heather end up watching the reunion?
Yeah, we both did. The reunion was weird, man.
So weird. It's the weirdest thing.
That was
Can't even say it was bad.
It was an oddly put together, like, I was like, I think you even said, it's like, how many producers and ideas were thrown into this bucket?
Grace said that this reunion felt like every producer just got to do whatever they wanted, and they just combined them all at the end.
Very interesting. I'm finishing up Taskmaster. I'm going through every single season. I think it's a perfect show. I tweeted
so
Alex Horn, or actually, I didn't tweet Alex Horn. Alex Horn tweeted me when I was like, "Let me cast the American version," and he was like, "Let's stay in touch. He'll never talk to me again." But
follow up on that.
Man, it's so good. It's just like, it's the perfect show. They took every element that works on YouTube and why it works, like this experiential, like no filter human experience. They're the first show that I've seen that they were able to take that concept and turn it into a television show. And the reason that it works is because of that live theater element where they're all reacting to what happened together with the audience. So the audience is on the same level as the contestants, and that's why it works. It's so fucking good.
There's one more reason, Joe.
Greg Davies.
British people are funnier than American people.
That's true. I think that's the other reason. They don't take the competition seriously. And when they do, it's in these like amazing, it happens like once or twice a season, these amazing outbursts where one of them will just go, What the fuck? Why would this doesn't make I've been in here for 7 weeks. Fuck you. Man. Fuck this show. Fuck you, Greg Davies. Fuck you, Alex Horn. And then they sit down and they go, I don't know what happened to me. I'm very sorry for that.
I'm very sorry about it. Yep.
Oh, that's great.
I lost my cool there for a second.
Oh
man, that's so good. Have you seen it, Kevin?
No, I haven't started it. But I did just start I Think You Should Leave finally with Ellie.
Yeah.
And we loved it. I mean, I had no idea what I was expecting going into it. I just knew it was a sketch show. But man, they just take the tiniest thing and make it into... You have no idea where it's gonna go, and it's it's very well done.
They'll concentrate like it could be something as simple as like somebody cracks their hands in a library, and then that's the sketch for 30 seconds, for 3 minutes, and they're not afraid to like end a sketch on the lowest note
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
It's so the antithesis to like the common type of comedy and sketch that we're used to. It's usually a high note. They'll be like, this guy's depressed, he's gonna end it, or is he? And then it's over. It's like, what?
Yep.
What?
People's brains, man. I think we're going to see an explosion of really cool comedy in the next few years because everybody's lost their ever-loving minds.
Yeah, we
Pretty cool.
gotta get
Silver
there first.
lining.
Yeah.
Well, guys, any other closing thoughts in this particular episode? What are you guys doing? Yeah, we just blew past it. We just chatting, just gals chatting.
Just a bunch of pretty gals chatting.
Yeah, beautiful. Any closing? What are you guys going to do for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna film with another Kickstarter.
Oh, good. I was wondering about
Nice.
that. How many more we were.
Yeah, we got an episode of Movie Game coming up where we had some Kickstarters kick in at a certain tier, and it'll be fun. They've all been great.
I can't
and I'm
wait.
almost done, and that'll be one of the next ones. And then I have a special edition of YouTube People. And we'll film that one soon. And yeah, but the biggest thing is we're just trying to get this game done at the end of the day, and it's taken up a lot of time and resources. We apologize for the lack of content recently. We got COVIDed once we opened up the office, so that kind of screwed us. We lost footage from one of our recent shoots. It just got the tech glitched, and so we kind of had a recent run of bad luck. So we appreciate you guys understanding and sticking with us. But our biggest thing is let's get this damn game done and get it out to the people.
I'm so excited for people to see the box. It's so worth it.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It couldn't have turned out better, I don't think. I love it. It's so very us. And again, thank you to Casey Landerkin because you just knocked it out.
Nailed
of the park,
it.
So.
Yep.
It's going to look good on people's
I
shelves.
got nothing
I'll
else.
tell you that.
Ba-ba-da-ba. That's
All
all.
right.
That's it.
Cool, guys.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Hell yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.